do it afraid. If you have a business in mind, just start.
Yeah.
So at that moment I was like, you know what, I've been doing this career, I can start. I went, I asked one of my colleagues at work, I said, would you be knowing where I can get bottles from? Then I asked some stationery lady where I used to go and about labeling. She tells me, I have this number, talk to this lady, she can give you the labels, stickers. I go to the sticker lady, she makes the stickers, we formulate everything.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, this is working. I go downtown, that's like Kazalan, people who are in Uganda will understand. So, you know, I go downtown, I buy bottles, you know, and then I'm seeing everything moving. I start packaging.
I cannot be there and I lack something at least in my pocket like 100 every day. I cannot be there and I be so stuck to an extent that my wallet is at 0. That has never happened.
Hope you're doing well, hope everything is fine with you. This is the SPF family. If it is your first time to come here, I am Immaculate.
I am Joanne. Grace.
And today's topic is self-employment. What is your experience as a woman being self-employed? And are you having a suggestion in your mind, or are you thinking about something for you to start up as being self-employed, starting up a business or starting up anything for your own thing? This is the place to be. Let's delve into self-employment. What is your experience as a woman being self-employed?
I didn't have as much experience with self-employment as the ladies you see over here. They have been in it much longer than I have. With my experience, self-employment is it's a very diverse thing. It's not like a normal job that you come, sit, do what you're supposed to do and go home. You have to be able to be the director, you have to be able to be the sales manager, the finance advisor, like you are everything for yourself. And so when I say that it is diverse, you need to put in place things to help you become a better salesperson, a better financial advisor, a better director of your own business. Because in the beginning, for most of us who have to start our business from scratch as the individual without outside help, you need to be able to handle everything on your own as the individual first. So what do you need? You need mentorship, you need training. I think one of the first challenges I found in business was with taxes. I really did not understand taxes, and I still do not have premium knowledge on taxes, but I understand more the importance of paying taxes or of being on top of them as long as you're a business person. Why? While you're operating your business as one person, it may seem unimportant for you to pay your taxes, but as the business grows, so does your tax coverage. So say you've had 5 years of business, you're registered under whatever body registers businesses, but you have not paid any taxes. That means when time comes, you will be liable for missing tax payments. And that's how we've seen so many businesses falling in this Uganda. Yeah, because URA comes and says you owe 30 billion. Like, how do you even arrive at that number? Yeah, so I would say that self-education, mentorship, business training, these are tools that you really need at the beginning of your business, especially if you're like me and luckily you're watching this video before you go so deep into self-employment. Take it seriously to learn from people who have done it before, because there is so much to learn on the operating side. how do I price my items? Because most of the time you will consider what you see. Like right now, I can see that I'm going to buy a soda at 1K, sell it at 1.5. You do not put in, you're not thinking about how much is it costing me to bring it from where I'm bringing it, to bring it to my shop. You're not thinking about how much it is costing me to rent this shop. Like, at the end of the day, if it is making chapatis, you're not thinking about the electricity that you're lighting, you're not thinking about the gas that you're using or the charcoal you're using. And this is why you need training from people who have done it before. It doesn't matter what kind of business, there is so much learning to do before you reach the point of self-employment where you can comfortably say, I've made it.
Yeah. So to interject on that, we would want to know your personal experience in your business and which kind of business is that in just a few minutes.
Okay, so my name is Grace Kwichiriza. Check me out. As long as you Google, I'll be the first on your screen. I am a team lead, Quintessential Digital Marketing. So what we do is we help businesses, small businesses. And I started with small businesses because I realized that it was a need. The bigger businesses are moving into digital, they understand the landscape and what it can do for them. But the smaller businesses are still doing it on a very small scale. They want to be physical, they want to approach their direct friends, and yet there is an untapped market online that you can sell to. So basically what I do, I help businesses position themselves online so that whoever is looking for your product can reach out to you and be able to access your product. And so I've been doing this business since 2023. And the challenges I've encountered. Let's first talk premium. Let's talk about the good things. The good things, I was able to not have to worry about my bills. It has not yet reached to the point where I do not have to worry about the rent, because here in Uganda, rent is a different story altogether. But it pays up my small bills. So when it adds up, it adds to the salary and it covers lump sum of the other bills I have to pay. At the beginning, I had to charge, of course, like a beginner, which also we need to talk about. Sometimes you think you're not good enough, but yet there are not as many people in the field who can do what you do. Like, yes, the social media managers, but can they do organic? The people I met before I started my business, they had so much experience, they were so good at it. But at the end of the day, I discovered that if you took away the money that they got from companies to put into social media to push, you would take away what they have to offer. Yeah? And yet for me, I am good at doing organic growth. Yeah? So sometimes you need to stop downplaying your strengths, because I started charging little money for a big service because I thought, well, I'm just starting out. Why would I charge this much? And yet people with these skills are being bored and asking for much more than I was asking for. So yeah, I think that was one of the challenges, and that is why I say you need to learn from people that are already there before you.
Thank you so much, Grace. So we can hear from Aveza.
I'm Joanne, and I think on my side I started business since I was at campus right away. Yeah, since my first year. And how did I start it? Actually, it was something small, because I had this mind that when I get at campus, I want to look good. I want to always look good. I want to always shine, you know. And I don't always want to give, like a lot of burden to my dad. If he can provide tuition, if he can provide my rent for my hostel. So this is how I started my small business when I got to campus. As I've mentioned that, I always wanted to look good. So I told myself, I'm not going to wait to graduate and start presenting my documents door to door, office to office, looking for a job and sitting for over how many years or months waiting to be employed. Since as a young kid, I always loved it. Sewing, making clothes for my dolls. So as time went on, as I went on growing, I found out that I love things concerning fashion, especially I love African. So when I go to campus, I remember there is a man in downtown who used to sell some shoes. They are open shoes. You remember Kamaliza? So those shoes, I remember that man would sell me those shoes at 10,000. I think I'm opening up a secret because she was one of my customers, and she's going to hear now that everything. So this man would sell me these shoes at 10,000, and this man would always make these shoes by himself. They were really some good shoes, and I would always, actually, where did I get the capital? I got the capital from the money that my dad used to give me, the pocket money, the upkeep for my hostel, my sisters would give me. So I found myself saving. I would always save, like every semester I would save something like 700, 600. So I started using that to go to downtown. I remember I started with the 200 to get shoes from this man, and each shoe was 10,000. And guess what? I would bring these shoes to my hostel, get a book, and start writing. This is the capital I've started with, 200 each shoe. 10,000, and at the end of the day, I would sell these shoes at 25, 20,000, and of course there are even some people who would just come and someone, you know, you just tell them this is 30,000. Someone is like, is it original, long lasting? Yes. Someone takes it at 30,000, and for my friend here, she took it, I think, at 25, 20. It was 20, you know. So I always used to carry my small bag, having my small notebooks for my for my lectures, and my shoes, like 5 pairs, would always be there. So after we are done with the lectures, as others are going home, others are going to happen, I would start moving slowly, and in my high heels, actually. I go to Nabagereka, that is one of the whole, I think, wait, no, you are not in Nabagereka. I would start going there and saying hello to everyone at the doorstep, everyone. Hello, how are you, by the way? I have nice shoes, you know. And from there, you know, like one thing I've seen in a business, you have to be confident. And you should not always be afraid of what customers are going to throw back to you. Through that, in something like 2 months, almost the whole university had already known. This girl, you know, there is a girl in this school, she sells good shoes. She sells African, actually from shoes. After something like 1 year in my first semester, my shoes gave me a good profit, actually. After getting a good profit out of my shoes, I started buying Vitenji. I would get Vitenji right away from downtown, and others I would get them from Tanzania. And I would get these Vitenji at around 40, 35, and I would sell them at 100, 150. So that means that self-employment on my side started right away at campus, and it taught me a lot. It gave me confidence, it boosted my life, it shined my life, and by the time I was done with my final paper at campus, I wasn't really bothered, and I wasn't really thinking too much. Professionally, I'm a psychologist, but I wasn't really thinking too much of going to TASO, going to Virus, to start applying. Yes, I was thinking about that, and yes, I did that. But after doing that, because I graduated in 2019, of which after that was 2019, around November, after 2020, in March, COVID came up. You know, COVID hit, and by that time where I was working, you know, like jobs were put to a standstill. So that means that now my business idea of being self-employed had to continue. So after that, I started stocking shoes. I started selling. There are times when people would make orders via online, because I would keep posting via my phone, and people kept on making orders. So that means that I reached a point whereby even when I got a job, and I worked for something like, actually, I had like a company that I was working for in money lending, but I would sit from morning to evening, and to me, I started feeling like I would not manage this life of working for someone. As in, you sit from morning to evening, all you're thinking about is how to give out these loans, how to recover them, how to check out the alias, everything, you know, like your mind keeps stagnant and stuck on one thing. You understand? So I reached an extent and I had to resign on my job because I felt like I can't manage. Why? When you are self-employed, actually, your mind is so wide. You think of a lot. Your mind, you don't concentrate on one thing. You understand? You keep searching out on a lot of business opportunities, on new businesses where you can invest. So on my side, self-employment since my campus life, it boosted me and it gave me like big confidence as a lady that I cannot be there and I be so stuck to an extent that my wallet is at zero. That has never happened. You understand? So when I compared it to the time when I was working, you have to wait for salary at the end of the month. That monthly salary comes when you're already in debts. You are already in debts. You know, sometimes you're out of food, you have to go to the shop, tell them, you know what, nyabo mpola emele, bo mzgundis, no sente, boutique ladies, can you give me this good top? At the end of the month, I'm going to pay you. So by the time you receive that salary, whether it is 2 million or 1 million, it is already paying off credits. You understand? But this money that comes in every day when you're self-employed, it does a lot. It does a lot. So ladies outside there, as you've heard me, that I didn't start with billions of money, you know, in this thing of chosen fashions, you know. So I just started with this small money that came out of my savings at campus, and I kept on building it. I kept on building it, you know. But as you're doing this business, there is something I mentioned: be confident and be ready to face every kind of customer. There is a customer, I remember, she was a Kenyan. I sold her those shoes. And by mistake, this man who makes those shoes had made a mistake of one pair. So it was a little bit loose. So this girl takes the shoes, and after something like a month, her shoes gets, like her shoe got spoiled. Then she sends me a message. She's like, you girl, I've been hearing people praising your shoes. Oh, no, these are fake. What and what? Refund my money. You know, she gave a lot of insults to me. But I remember all I told her was like, by the way, it's not me who makes them. And that man who made them, probably, he made a mistake, because this is not the work I gave out. All I told her was like, it is okay. Please come on this day and I'll replace another pair free. And I did that. So sometimes you have to be calm, you have to be humble. This is the way you're going to manage business, like your own business. Otherwise, you're going to create your own business, and at the end of the day, if you're not patient and you're not confident, it's going to collapse within a short period of time. The challenge I got is there are those seasons. There are some seasons whereby customers are so broke. Which seasons are those? For example, when Christmas is done, when Easter holidays are done. So sometimes parents when kids are reporting back to school, you know, they're going to be, you know, like few customers placing any orders of vitenji, wanting to make for them, you know, any different outfit. But you have to be consistent, you have to be patient, and you have to keep on pushing on. And mind that as that challenge comes in, you always have to know when that time of a challenge comes in, whereby you're not earning too much as you used to earn before. That means you're going to start cutting down on your daily expenses. You start cutting them down so that you balance and match with that season. When that season is done, you can take back your daily expenses. If they have been high, you take them back. But always learn to balance your expenses according to the seasons you are in. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Aziza. That was really touching, you know. Starting business at a young age, Moreover campus, I used to be really inspired by
the world to carry bags with you, and people are looking at
this beautiful lady, she's selling shoes, she didn't care, but that brings about confidence.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that, you know, we had to even connect more about
Actually, I remember the Nalongo. Do you remember Nano? Oh, Nalongo.
Yes,
That lady Nalongo. Nalongo at Kumba University in the library. She was an amazing woman. Because that lady, actually, she started to introduce me to all the staff members of Kumba University, whereby I would bring like 10 changes, leave them for Nalongo, and I would tell her, you know what, Nalongo, I'm giving you one piece free. Nalongo would market for me those changes in the staff, among those staff members of Kumba.
Yeah.
And actually, I think the whole Kumba knows me when I go there. They know me as a business woman.
Wow, you know, going back to this topic of self-employment and that experiences, I think you've heard from Abeza and Grace, their highs and lows, and the highs take actually the best part of it. The good things take more merit than the bad things. So self-employment is really good. So coming to my story of being self-employed, it started during COVID time. I was doing my postgraduate diploma in legal practice. So COVID hit and we had to do an online classes. So we went back home and we had to do online classes. But as you can see, online classes, they're not so much fixed like physical classes whereby you have to go to class every time. So they will be scheduled, let's say from 10 to 1, from 1 to, so you had a lot of time. Let's say from 1 to 2, so you had a lot of time there. So as I was having all that time, I thought about it. Like whenever I would go on YouTube, the only thing I would think about was beauty things, because I'm a fan of beauty products and looking good, like taking good care of my skin. So when I realized that every time I'm searching on YouTube, I'm searching about beauty and natural beauty products. Let's say I've gotten a pimple, what can I use? Because I was tired of using these other chemically used products, the tubes, because they would sometimes bleach. Or what I was like, which other method can I get? Because I never used lemons and they worked. So I was like, how about So as luck can come in, one day I landed on a video that talks about carrot oil, the importance of carrot oil and how we can make it. So seeing that, I was like, wow, I think this can work for me. And more to that, it's just a brightener, it doesn't bleach, because the most important thing, I wanted something natural that doesn't bleach. So when I looked onto it, I went with the steps. I went ahead and did the carrot oil because I had all the time. I went to the supermarket, bought Oritaria olive oil. By that time, I think it was 50. It was 50,000. So I think I had some little money, though it was during COVID. I don't know where I got it from, but I was a student and I had
God
money.
provided.
God provided. I can't really think out loud and know where I would have gotten that money from because it was COVID. But then I got the money. I went and bought the olive oil. Bought carrots, made the oil. Making it like it was a miracle to me, because the results that I talked about are the same things that really happened to my skin, because I'd really gotten sunburnt. At campus I used to wear, like most of the times I would wear sleeveless tops. So my arms had gotten sunburnt. So starting to use the carrot oil that I had made, my arms started like lightening up and getting back to my normal skin color, just the way it was, and there was no change. I didn't look like someone who had bleached. I looked good. My other siblings also started using the carrot oil. My mom, my dad, everyone was using it and it had no effect. Actually, it was working miracles. Our skins were glowing more. So I was like, wow, I think I can use this, because the lady that
your skin is glowing even right
now. Thank you. Because even the lady who had taught me like via YouTube, her skin was flawless. She was dark skinned, but her skin was flawless and it was glowing. And she was like, for her, she only uses carrot oil. Even her children, so they all use carrot oil. So I was like, I think I can really venture into this as a business. That is when I just thought about it. But then at first I was really, I didn't think, like I told you in our discussions, not during this topic, I told you I had a fear for business. I was like, no, can I make a business? Like I've never thought of doing business. I'm a lawyer and I've not thought of doing business at all. So I just kept it there. I used to make my carrot oil, use it with my siblings, with my parents, and that is it. So we went back to campus as COVID had, I think, gone off, and then we go back to campus and everyone is complimenting me, like, your skin looks good, it looks different and nice, it is glowing. So I was like, I think I can really, what are you using? You know, people would always tell me, what are you using? I also need to use. My friends would, I'll be like, I'll make for you, you understand? So I was like, I can make this a business. So I was like, no, I can make this a business. So I start working. Also my workmates, I start giving them, but without making it a business.
Yes, like you aren't selling to them.
I wasn't selling to them. Yes, I would even tell them something.
Try out. You wanted to see actually.
So I was like, I think this can be the sampling time of different people using it, and then them telling me how it is. Because now I've gone off from family to now friends, so the outside people and workmates. So it was working. So I was like, wow, I think I can really do this. Then the one time where mentorship really comes in, like Grace said, mentorship comes in whereby you need someone to push you and tell you, you know, you can make this, do it afraid. So Girls for Girls project came in whereby I was graduating as a mentee, and then some lady said, do it afraid. If you have a business in mind, just start. So at that moment I was like, you know what, I've been doing this career, I can start. I went, I asked one of my colleagues at the back, I asked her, would you be knowing where I can get bottles from? Then I asked some stationary lady where I used to go and about labeling. She tells me I have this number, talk to this lady, she can give you the labels, stickers. I go to the sticker lady, she makes the stickers, we formulate everything.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, this is working. I go downtown, that's like Kazalan, people who are in Uganda will understand. So, I go downtown, I buy bottles, and then I'm seeing everything moving. I start packaging. But then at that moment, it was still raw, like the business itself and the oil. I hadn't even grasped also to its best, because I used to say like, no, this is not the quality I want.
Yeah.
But then as like business, what we're saying, the highs and lows. So at that moment, I was at a high, but still facing some challenges. Maybe someone, it hasn't worked out for them very well. Maybe they're not patient with it. Or the scent, I was wondering which perfume can I put in, because I cannot use it as raw as it is. So I had to try out scents. I go to a scent shop where they sell perfumes for oils. So I didn't know how they look like, I didn't know anything. So because the natural scent of carrot, it doesn't smell good.
That is
So you need a perfume. So that is how I got exposed. So the good thing about being into business and being self-employed, you get that exposure. Buying the perfumes to put in the carrot oil, that also enhanced its quality. And then when it came to pricing, I was confused because I didn't know anything about business, the pricing bit of it. So that is where mentorship comes in. Being in that Girls for Girls mentorship program, I was introduced to other entrepreneurs and Choga Foundation, whereby I got an opportunity to learn more about business, the taxing bit of it, the pricing. So it business exposed me to a lot, and meeting new people, getting a business mentor, new friends. Like, I really appreciate and the feedback I got from my clients. Like, up to now, my profession is a lawyer, and I've never stopped doing law, and I'm still employed in terms of law because I'm under a law firm and I'm a practicing lawyer. But then the business part of it, like you said, that income, daily income is assured. For as long as I have oil, the mere fact when I just post on WhatsApp, I get customers. An example is you, Abeza. You've done videos for me, you've supported me, you've even
my sisters that used to
and they've used it and they've loved it.
I mean, I use it too, my friends like it, and they're also buying. So
That is it, like Grace.
So now you just hit her inbox. Just ask for her number actually.
That is
Botanical.
Botanicals, because now Grace, she has supported a lot, she has used it, it has worked for her. She has recommended it to her friends, and her friends
Actually, didn't have to recommend. They just noticed the change in my skin, and they're like, "Hey, what are you using?"
Wow, that's amazing. And you can look at how things can grow from as small as you don't know.
Yeah.
You just be ready to learn, because I was just ready to learn because I had a passion. Me myself, I had the best skin because I used to take good care of it. I used to even smear ghee. My roommates know me at campus. I used to smear, I used to take good care of my skin. So whichever small thing I would get, let it be a rush, I'll be like, no, let me search. But then I used to use tubes, and I reached a moment and they were not working, like I said. I resorted to natural things. So trust me, this carrot oil has been a miracle for me, a miracle for my friends, for my colleagues. And I've learned to even explore other things, and I'm still exploring beauty, like beauty products, because I want to now engage in soap, this oil. I want to engage in each and everything concerning beauty, just because of this carrot oil. So as a lady out there, I would encourage you, it is okay, do your business, do your research. Are you passionate about something? You can turn it into a business. Let it be low. Because of doing this business, for your information, I got to realize that even in my legal profession, I can turn it into a business.
Exactly.
Because legal advice shouldn't be free, because that is the knowledge that I've gained from school. And you want legal advice, you'll pay.
Yes, you pay.
So you want any documentation, you're going to pay.
Yes.
I'm going to market myself as a lawyer, and also still market myself as a natural skincare entrepreneur.
Exactly.
So I've learned a lot, and ladies out there, I would encourage you to let business, actually being self-employed gives a peace of mind, gives that independence, that financial independence. You're the one managing your funds. if you have this much, you write your profit, your expenditure, your sales, how am I doing? And then my emotional intelligence has grown a lot.
Exactly.
Like you said, because you get people whereby the oil hasn't worked for them. Like, to be honest, I cannot be there and say everyone the oil has worked for them. No, because we have different skins.
Yeah.
One person told me they got a rush, and then I was like, oh wow, I hadn't gotten such a comment from anyone. But then that is that skin, because even when on the bottling I put, if irritation occurs, discontinue use. Because actually every beauty product has that.
Yeah.
Because one thing that works for the other doesn't work for another one. Yeah. So learning to be patient with people and telling them there is an option. Right now I was using olive oil. I can now use coconut oil, giving them an option. So it helps them a lot. Giving me feedback, it helps me a lot. So I've grown to be even more of an extrovert. I used to think I'm an introvert, but it has really opened me to talk to people. Because there is no way you will be selling something and you can't approach someone to tell them, you know, I sell this. So I've now become a people person. I love people. I love engaging with people. I love networking. Of which long time ago I used to just be so introverted. But then now I've gotten a passion whereby I love people so much. I network. I want to do everything. Like, this business has opened me to much bigger opportunities. So I encourage ladies out there, do that business that you're thinking of, do it afraid. Show up for yourself, because that business will be your own thing that you call your own. You've started it from scratch, it is your own thing. Try as much as possible to try everything and then zero down to one thing that you really want.
Yes.
Like Grace said, thank you.
Until you get there.
Yes, please. Like Grace said, she had also started in different ventures, trying to sell, even trying to think about the idea of clothes, and then what? Then later she realized that, you know what, I have to venture into digital marketing, and that is what I want.
Yeah.
Then for Abeza also, she had started out even on shoes, and then she was like, no, this is what I have to. The clothes part of it is what I know, and that is what I portray, and that is what I can deliver best. Me myself, reaching to this point of carrot oil, I first ventured into the research proposals. I was good at them, but then the passion wasn't as much as this for the beauty product. So get to know where is your passion and where can you put your more energy to and deliver. When someone trusts you by becoming your client, deliver the best that you can. And in case you don't meet their expectation, please be able to explain so they can get that satisfaction from you that you've done your best. Otherwise, thank you so much. We can't thank you enough for following us. Please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Like Abeza always says, it is free. So subscribe, like, comment, tell us your experience about self-employment. Do you want to engage in it? Do you have that idea that you have in mind? Do it afraid. Show up for yourself. Trust me, we are a community that is here to build you up, because we have made it. It's not like we are still learning, but we have made it compared to where we are and where we are right now, where we were and where we are right now. We are there. I can tell you we are there, and we are still learning from you guys and from everyone else who is giving us the advice and the feedback. SBF being our family itself, it is a business. So trust us that we can deliver, and we're going to deliver to you the best. Thank you so much.
Murakoze cyane. Asanteni sana. Bye.